April 13th, we're here with Colleen Pacheco. Colleen, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good to see you.
Nice to see you too.
How was the drive from San Diego to Orange?
Good. No traffic. Minimal traffic.
I was surprised that you told me you sent me the message about the GPS sign. I'm like, wow.
Yeah.
That's
Only
going to
90
be easy.
minutes.
No traffic on San Clemente.
Yeah.
Well, perfect. So, Colleen, today we're talking about your case in family court system,
Yes.
which many parents have been going through. Parents with a lot of experience
Yeah.
in family court system. Your experience had brought me through many thoughts about your daughter and the situation with you. You're a hardworking one. You're like a like people that who see us outside, they think like, well, they don't worry about it, like, but you're a hardworking one. I'm a hardworking parent too. So tell me about your story. Tell me your situation.
So I've been in the court system since August 2022. I decided to leave my ex, and he served me with court papers as I feel a punishment. And I feel since then he's been using the system to take my daughter away from me, to use it against me as like a form of punishment. So currently I'm in this court system where I'm at today. I have no custody of my child. I am given 8 hours of supervised visits, but I'm only given 5 hours. I pay $800, 50-50, to see my daughter on Saturdays and Mondays. After that, I have to do a psych evaluation and do 8 conjoined therapy sessions in order to hopefully get custody of my daughter back.
So when it comes to separations, when we decide to get divorced or whatever is the paperwork, we should. It looks like it could be easy, you know, like you decide to get divorced or that. But when it gets getting involved with their kids, there's a situation always. So when you say about the supervised visitations, you pay an amount. I also believe that there is always taking you the option to choose your supervisors too. It can be someone you trust or someone the person trusts. Why would you choose someone from the system and someone else?
So I tried using a family member, and my ex was completely against it. So I was given a packet of licensed supervised visits to the court, and I had to select one there. But I was denied allowing a family member or a friend, a trusted friend, to monitor my child with me.
Well, that seems very, unfair from the
Very
whole
unfair.
system and from the other person. Why? Because you're making someone paying money
Yeah.
that could be used for something else for the kids.
Absolutely.
And that is very disagreeable. So the other thing is, normally the situation with those monitors is no good from other parents. I want to hear your experience with those monitors. How has been your experience with the monitor?
I like my monitor. She's a nice lady. There was one time where my daughter, I and the monitor went to Chili's, and my daughter was crying her eyes out, and she talked about her father wanting to like end her life and hurt her. And I asked the monitor, please go speak to her attorney and please let her know what's going on. And I provided the attorney's number, and she did not call and tell her. And I was upset about that, because if my daughter's talking about someone being hurt, isn't your job as a mandated reporter to come forward to the courts and help my daughter? So I feel like I was let down there. But overall, I don't feel it's necessary to have a monitor. And even the monitor questions why I'm still on supervised visits, but like, go to the courts and let them know, you know.
That's a point that where you get to like. You know, if you see something wrong, why you don't tell, right? So let's say this situation where we have a monitor, that monitor is responsible to tell what she saw and what she heard. And if she doesn't say it here, she's being complicit with people who's making pain to you and to your daughter.
Yeah.
So that's one thing that we have seen in many other cases. It is something that's currently happening with the system. So tell me, how is the relationship with your daughter? I know you have another child too, so tell me, how's your relationship with your daughter and with the other lady?
So my relationship now with my daughter has gotten better. When she first got taken away, I think she was reacting defensively because she didn't know what was going on. And so to back up, she her dad had written a 6-page declaration on my daughter's behalf and made her sign it without her knowing what was said on it. And I was always told not to involve kids, so I'm not sure why she wrote a 6-page declaration against me. So for a while, my daughter was, like upset with me, and you could tell she was I felt being brainwashed. Where it's at today, it's gotten a lot better. So she reaches out to me, texts me, tells me she misses me, she loves me, sends me clips, sends me reels, does a lot of like reaching out to me. But if I reach out to her or if I visit her, then I can end up in jail. So
I mean, that's something that is weird. I mean, it's honestly contradicted to everyone's feelings or their
Right.
feelings. Why? Because I mean, if your daughter is going through something and you want to be there, you have to be there.
yeah,
But at the end, it comes to be like, oh, you're gonna go to jail for this. So I hear you and I feel the pain or the suffering you're going through. And it's something that I believe everybody has been through. Everybody who's fighting in course is going through. So
do you want to stop what you're doing?
no. So your daughter, how old is she?
My daughter's 11, and my son, he will be 5 years old in May, and I'm unsupervised with him. And some of my allegations were that I physically abused him, but the courts did nothing to protect him. All they did was take her away from me. So that makes no sense.
So
to
who
me.
made the allegations for the abuse?
My her father made the allegations, and my daughter was coached to go to court and say it happened when it did not happen, and there was no proof. So when he submitted the ex-parte order, he submitted it with no evidence. It was all hearsay and unfounded allegations, and my daughter got completely stripped away from me. And I had
Because of the allegations. So what he comes to see, or what I can understand without being a lawyer, is that based on the allegations that she was supposed to be saved with the parent, is that you were abusing of their son. But then because of that, she get taken away from you.
Yeah.
So that's very. I mean, there's no sense to that.
There's none.
There's no law to follow it, something like you. So,
And
honestly,
there's no CPS, no social workers, no teachers, no mandated reporters came forward saying that I abused any of my children.
so what we see here is something. It's like they take one daughter based on what she brought, but no really looking into the situation.
Right.
No investigations, like you say, no CPS, no nada. I mean, there should be always someone who, like, why CPS wouldn't be there? If they usually abuse, CPS should have to get there. That's common sense.
I agree.
If someone they say, oh, this person abused, next day CPS is there.
Exactly.
Why CPS wasn't there? I mean, that's the big question for the court, for the system. Why CPS wasn't there when there's two persons that say there was abuse, the daughter and the dad, and why there was no CPS?
And why didn't my daughter go to her school or social? How come the only person she told allegedly was her father when she didn't open up to anyone
I mean,
else?
that's very manipulation, very brainwashed from someone older than the daughter. So, Colleen, situations like this keep happening in California.
Absolutely.
And there is movements in California and the whole country right now going on.
Absolutely.
But also, when I asked you or interview, you said some words over you. So there is a lawyer with you about it.
Yeah, she has a court-appointed
Who
attorney.
appointed the lawyer? How do these lawyers work?
So the court back in 2022, because of how severe our case was and how messy it was in the beginning, the judge appointed her an attorney, and me and him have to pay 50-50 of the attorney fees. So I'm paying on her attorney 50%, and I'm paying on my attorney full. So
I mean, 50-50 is weird, you know? I mean, why there's no 50-50 everything? I mean,
well, it is 50-50.
I mean, but like 50-50 costly, 50-50, because that should be the fair thing to do, you know?
Yeah.
I mean, we are fighting for 50-50 and everything, not just saying
And what's
whatever the
sad-
benefits.
Exactly. And for 10 years, for 7 years, there was no court, there was nothing up until I wanted to leave and have my freedom from him. And then after that, we had 50%. And then suddenly, on September 10th, I received an ex parte order that Friday, and I was stripped of my daughter. And she has not slept over. I have not seen her aside from Saturday and Mondays for 6-7 months now.
During those times that you had the time to see by court order, has there been any issue, any delay, any change in situation, like she's not on time, or they didn't bring the daughter on time, or everything is still perfect?
It hasn't been perfect. He controls, like, okay, she wanted to come to my house, and that on my judgment, she is allowed to come to the house. We can go anywhere as long as I have a monitor, but he will not allow her to come to my house because I feel, doesn't want the monitor to see how close I am to my family and how close she is to her siblings and how tight-knit of a family we are. So he will only allow us to go to shopping malls, to parks, to restaurants, but it's pretty much controlled and I have no say. I'm just to pay and show up. I was granted 8 hours and I'm only given 5 hours.
How?
And I've questioned it.
So you were at the fight. Now, how does that work? Does the monitor say anything to you?
I've asked her and she doesn't.
Did she bring up? Because as I believe they have to bring to make a report every other
They
day
have
or more to the
yeah.
court to report what has been happening, what has been complete, what hasn't been complete. Has she done this? Has she told the court that you been there?
No. And when I ask her to get involved, she says that she only speaks to the child's attorney and doesn't get involved otherwise.
Well, but speaking to the child's attorney, she has to bring those forms to her. That's no excuse for anyone.
Right. Isn't that
plus,
going against the judgment too? If
Yeah,
the judge says 8 hours?
it is going against that. And believe me, many people, many lawyers go against judgment these days.
Yeah.
But the thing is this: your job is to monitor something, and your job is to tell the court, not only the lawyer, just forget about it, the court, because you work for the system too.
Exactly.
Your job as a in common sense lawyer, as a human being, as empathy, is to tell the truth to what's happening. You cannot hide yourself from like, oh, I'm allowed only to do this. I'm like, that's the things that we're seeing now,
Yeah.
where they had excuses or they had immunity.
Yeah.
So it's two things to fight against. So it's very contradictory to people to hear things like, oh, it's not my job, or I only allowed to do this.
Yeah.
What else? What else can you or cannot do?
What can I do? And then when I do advocate, then I get accused of coaching, coercion, parental alienation.
But how can you? How is that parental
And
alienation?
how-
Parental alienation is when you tell the kid, oh, you belong here. I don't see parental alienation.
Yeah.
That's
It is
something
never
honestly very disrespectful to people.
I agree.
To someone who's going through things very bad.
I agree.
I understand the situation. You decided to delete one person.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna ask you what happened behind there, but there is an issue, You decide for
Absolutely.
when someone leaves for a reason. So, but there's a kid, there's a girl, there's kids. What happened between the relationship, that's it.
Yeah.
But there's kids.
And they're
Why? And then when the system comes in to talk to us about that, you feel like, come on. Why are you protecting the kids or the other person?
Yeah.
Because that's what the
And I
question
feel
is.
like sometimes they allow one of the parents to use the child as a tool against the other parent.
Well,
like as a form
that's
of
not only
control.
your feeling.
Yeah.
That's more than a feeling. That's true.
Yeah.
And that happens. I always say that the system chooses a parent who can use better.
Absolutely. Yeah, absolutely.
Even if the parent doesn't have money, they choose someone who can use better.
Yeah.
And that comes from many parts of the system.
And it's
Not
sad.
only on the course. And I will tell you honestly, in schools, start from them. Schools do the same thing.
Oh, yeah.
So I always say this, as a parent or as parents, always look forward and look and think twice on something you hear.
Right.
Because whatever, when you hear something, there's a reason why you hear it. But hear twice and listen, because that's causing trouble.
Oh,
That's causing
absolutely.
problems to us as parents. So today, I was preparing this little interview with you. We were reviewing some info you want to. So, as a mom, you are a mom who's fighting in court, but also has a life, also has to pay bills, also has to buy groceries. So tell me, how hard is to be a mom and a hardworking woman fighting it? How has been this to you?
It's tough, it's stressful, it's sad, it's why am I spending all this money to be supervised with one child but not my other children? Why not? Why did it come to this? You know, now I have to work twice as hard. I have to take time away from my other children to fight this battle that was based on lies. It's not right, it's not fair. I just feel like it's a punishment. I feel like I wanted my freedom.
But a
and-
punishment for someone who didn't understand the end.
Right.
Because that's true.
No, literally.
That seems like that. Someone who wants to punish you because you live the person.
Yeah.
But that's stupid.
And that's stupid.
That shouldn't be like that. I mean, we need to, in this life, we need to learn how to use and win.
I just feel like it's like narcissistic behaviors. I just feel like
And
it's
it comes,
control.
when that behavior comes to a core being narcissist too, so it's very
messy.
perfect combination. Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
It's ugly.
Colleen, tell me something that you feel that needs to be changed.
I feel like the family court should allow trials, and I understand that they do in some cases, but I feel very few. But I feel like they should allow trials, jurors to be a part of the trials, or they should allow the public to come in.
Cameras.
I feel like if I have to be held accountable, so should every single person
Well, that's
be held accountable. Because if no one's lying and everybody's doing their due diligence, then why can't we have trials? Why can't we have jurors? Why can't we have the public, the cameras, and all that? You know, why do we have to keep it closed door and then we get in trouble for speaking our piece?
Well, just touch one thing. Why do we get in trouble to be doing this? Well, this is the thing. And every time the parent is in a courtroom,
Yeah.
it's difficult. Either to a moment or the other. Why? Because the judge is only reading papers without really making sense of what is written
Right.
there, without really seeing each person to the eye.
Right.
Either she's the judge seeing the dad as a victim or the mom. So
Right.
you don't know what's gonna happen next,
Exactly.
and then you end up paying money that could be used like for something else
Absolutely.
to someone like supervisors, to social services that doesn't really do nothing for the kids. The best interest of kids is lost. There's no interest for the kids. There's interest for money, to have their packaged food, and that's something is true. And I always say to the camera, "This is me. My name is Leo. I'm saying myself.
Yeah.
I'm not gonna deny what I have said." So we like you say, it's hard to be paying money. It's hard to be working hard because I believe you're a full-time employee. I'm a full-time employee, so it's hard to be doing all. Like
Absolutely.
they don't see how much gas you pay. They don't see that you had to buy clothes for your kids, for
Exactly.
yourself, even makeup, whatever.
Yeah.
But it's for your own. So
Yeah.
they don't see that.
The $800 could go to her sports,
Exactly.
to her clothing, to her education, to her reading, to so many things. But no, instead it's going to a monitor
Who
because I
really
have
doesn't help you.
no, and I feel like
Honestly,
agree.
because what you're just telling me is like, oh, she has to tell you. I mean, I don't ask you to take my side. I'm asking you to only report what you just hear, what you just
I
saw.
agree.
Because
My daughter's talked about self-harm. I have pictures of her injuries. I have pictures of her like texting and things.
have you showed those pictures to the court?
Yes, and then I get in trouble because
Why? I mean,
Exactly.
you're showing the
I-
truth of what's happening with your daughter. I mean,
don't
that's
know.
this is what I understand.
And I even said, I even told them, I have texts with the monitor, can I take her to the emergency room on our visits and you come with me because she needs to go to the
that's
emergency
right.
room?
I mean, that's right.
Nope,
mean,
she never went to the emergency room. So a child that is experiencing suicidal ideation should go to the
Should
emergency
go there.
room.
Because why? Because then in the medical evaluation can be made, can decide she's being abused or something else. Because you never know, honestly. And that's something that's happening these days. It's very bad.
Oh, it's
So
terrible.
the monitor and the court should understand that at least on those 8 hours or 5 hours driving
Five.
in, you should have the right to take the right to the doctor to make an
Absolutely.
evaluation. And pay, you have to pay that because you pay already 800 to someone. Don't do anything.
Absolutely.
I've already paid some an year going to do something for it. But you get punished for that. That's stupid. That, and course you understand that should stop now. Why? Because it's the life of your kids.
Absolutely.
I mean, that's I honestly hear those things is bad because
It's
people
terrible.
people outside need to understand that in court is very hard to
Oh.
to make people listen.
And I
Judges,
feel like once they look at you as the bad parent,
They can
it's hard to get on the other side.
and you know what's something that people don't have to understand about that? That when the court put you as a bad person and people do stupid things, you're the bad person.
No, absolutely.
That's why there's something I will say today. It's an exclusive with Colleen, talking to Colleen, and I will say too. There's something I've been working on
Yeah.
with lawyers and professionals of health, mental health,
Yeah.
regarding this how you call it, this idea I have. And I based this idea in the three last mass shooting in the county in Orange. Why? Behind those shootings there's always a divorce. That people yeah,
There's
there's always a
something,
divorce.
yeah.
So in the case of my last shooting, it was here on the Cipriano Canyon. I was working in the station too. So we were watching the news. Someone said, but I didn't understand the girl didn't want him anymore. I said, well, yeah, maybe, but this is the thing. No one you has been through the court. No one you has knows
until
what's
you've
happening behind there.
experienced it,
So I
yeah.
say, I said, well, I started reading the theory about that. I say, well, they don't know when you go to court, there is a lot of stress from the court, even from the clerk. When you go to file a document, the clerk believes he's the judge. They're the judge, and they tell you this is not. They're like, come on, you're not the judge. I mean, you're just a clerk. Even when you go to the health center, they try to pretend to like. I say like, come on. So from there, the stress starts.
Yeah.
So that stress makes you feel very angry, confused, and you're already in a bad situation, then going to a worse situation.
Right.
That you need to do things like this. I don't know, and I agree, and I will clarify. I'm not excusing those
Right,
persons,
right.
because that's bad. What they do is bad. But behind that situation, there is something that has happened. Especially when it comes to those mass shootings that I mentioned, it's because there was a divorce behind it.
Yeah.
There was a divorce that caused things. And people must understand that divorce that involves kids is bad. Because they don't understand what the other person says. Because people, when you're in the courtroom with your ex-parent, they say things. But when they go out of the courtroom, they say other things.
Yeah, it's
so
different.
That,
It's
that,
very-
that, that makes you like, I mean, like, so that's what I say. But that's been causing in this whole country the worst health mental problem we have in the United States. Why? People don't see how bad situations are. So
Absolutely.
mental health problem in the United States has been causing a lot. In adding these situations in court has been causing mass shooting regarding divorce. Many of the mass shooting in ours, of course, you're coming from San Diego, but many of the mass shooting in ours have been behind divorce.
Oh,
So
really?
what is that? Because people get tired, get frustrated, and that frustration is no, and again, is no excuse.
Right.
That's a cause.
Yeah.
Okay. Because I bet that you have to hear in court the word that says, if the cause it's the effect, not the cause. I mean, but they don't see behind the effect. There's the big cause.
Oh, absolutely.
And what causes in yourself, for example, you're getting stressed or a lot of disagreement with the pain in your brain, with this, and people don't, the court doesn't see that. The court doesn't see that you pay taxes too on your check. Because every time we get a paycheck,
Yeah.
you pay taxes. So of course
Absolutely.
you see that. Even when you try to go to get services for this situation, they see first how much you
Oh,
make.
absolutely.
And from that they decide they help you or no.
No, seriously. Yeah, they base it on that. Yeah.
So whatever you pay check make is whatever you get. Yes or
Yeah.
no?
Yes. Yeah.
And there is no low income for you. And there is why? Because you already the system already put you as a bad person, so you don't are not allowed to
won't
get
qualify.
nothing to get
No assistance. Yeah.
And that's
It's
wow.
not right.
I even told one person, well, because that's stupid because you never you're just choosing what it was says.
Yeah.
You don't know what's true.
Yeah.
So you got
And that's why we should have trials. That's why
exactly
we should have jurors.
juries
and
there.
stuff.
I mean that's why you end up paying a lot of money.
Absolutely.
And they say and it was just this yeah, it's expensive, but not because it is expensive. And it's expensive how the system made it expensive and
Yeah.
loan and excuse. Even lawyers. Lawyers go when you want to try to hire a lawyer for divorce, it's no less than $4,000 to get in there. No less than that.
Yeah.
If I didn't pay a lot. One time I was working and I asked him for a lawyer. He has a lawyer. He told me, oh, this lawyer is very good. So I would talk to him. Like, he was good at one point.
Right.
So, but when my coworker asked me, do you hire him? Like, no, he's too expensive.
They're not.
So he was
cheap.
like, he's very expensive. Like, but I don't pay child support. I mean, how much do you pay the lawyer?
Right.
He's like, $60,000. I'd rather pay $60,000 to my child support than pay
Than
someone who's
to
going to
the-
help me.
Yeah.
Really?
I would have rather paid to have a trial than to be on supervised visits because I feel like I had 11 witnesses willing to testify on my behalf, and I was denied a trial.
But why would you? I mean, that's the other thing. Like, why do they deny trial? I mean, that's something behind it. Why? Because everyone has a right for a trial, and that's in the Constitution of the United States. Everyone has a right to have a trial and to be here and to be exposed in here. So
Right.
why would they deny trial? That's not something.
It's not okay.
It's okay.
Not right.
That's against your rights.
Right. I feel like if they, as quick as they are to choose a parent, they should be open to allowing a trial. If we're willing to pay for it, they should allow it. I mean, if we're
even
forced to pay,
even though it's
Yeah.
your right, it's
Absolutely.
their right. It's a right that you had to. Everyone has the right to be here, and they shouldn't deny you that.
and
So
instead they're making decisions for us. And
I mean that's something very dumb from the system, from people who hold the power, and here we have learned in Orange County that the people who hold the power is very bad to us.
yeah,
And honestly, I always tell people, I know it's hard to fight these people, but we need to.
do something.
Just,
Yeah,
I mean, don't let those.
hold them accountable too.
The thing is, I will tell you this, and I hear it from someone wearing a uniform one time. He told me the problem with California that everybody wants to be a victim, but nobody wants to be in contact.
Yeah, I believe that.
And I say, well, honestly, that's true.
Yeah, it is.
California has become very a place where everybody wants to feel to get whatever they want over everybody else,
Over,
right?
yeah.
And without thinking
Yeah,
other people's.
absolutely.
So everybody wants to have feelings, but nobody wants to
Be
hit their
healthy.
feelings.
Yeah.
So, Colleen, tell me, what's next for you? What's gonna happen?
I have to do my psych evaluation, 8 conjoined therapy sessions, and I have to pray I get my daughter back.
Well, let me tell you something. I talk to people who believe, and I believe too. Prayers are good.
Yeah, I agree.
But what you know what's Friday and Bible? How you say that will help you. So what it means, like, yeah, great.
Yeah.
Also do.
Yeah.
Also speak out. Also work hard.
Yeah.
So that what to people. Prayer is good. Believe me, I believe in prayer. There's one I believe prayers myself. But I believe that we need to
Do something.
do
yeah.
something. Speak up.
Yeah.
Stop hiding or behind someone's back. Do
Absolutely.
something.
Yeah.
So you came from San Diego. I hadn't heard any movement going on in San Diego. Okay. Would you be the person that started moving?
I think that that's my goal. I think that's my path. Now that I'm coming out of social media or coming out on social media and coming public, because I've been very private for the last almost 10 years. Yeah, I feel like
I believe you've been too long private.
yeah, for
That's too long to be private. honestly.
nearly 10 years.
That's too
yeah.
long. So, Corey,
And
next
I'm
time
learning
we sit
from
together,
you. Yeah.
next time we sit together,
Yeah.
you're gonna have a movement in San Diego.
I would love that. That would be amazing. I would truly love that.
We're gonna compromise now.
Yeah.
People from San Bernardino, from Orange,
All
to
over.
support you.
Oh, that'd be awesome.
So we're gonna compromise Areli from San Bernardino to support you in San Diego.
Yeah.
And gonna support you too, myself.
Thank you.
We in every aspect will support you. So next time we sit here, we're gonna have the movement,
Yeah.
starting recalls, starting making course accountable in San Diego.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
And that's a promise for you to us, and you have a promise that we're gonna support you for now.
Thank
There
you.
is no way we're gonna hold back and let you alone.
Thank you.
So San Diego, there's Colleen Pacheco.
Yes.
She's suffering as many as I bet many people in San Diego is going through.
Oh, I've
Many
talked to
months,
you.
many deaths.
Yeah.
So s- start to get out from the shade and pray.
And yeah, slowly but surely, and meeting you and your team and stuff has been very eye-opening. So very encouraging too. So
Yeah.
I'm excited.
Well, let's do this. Let's work together. Let's
Absolutely.
keep making your voice here. Today we post flyer about you saying the
Yeah.
doors are open and you will be here and your voice is being here. It's gonna be here more. I believe that talking out your feelings and your emotions will help us grow up too. We're parents, we're humans that
Absolutely.
have feelings, that have situations, but also we believe that talking is gonna be the key to supporting.
Absolutely.
So whatever you wanna tell us now.
I look forward to continuing this. I look forward to learning. I hope that we can make a change. I hope that there's eventually a difference is made. I hope that the court systems hear us. I hope that the court systems allow us to also get not what we want, but also be as quick with the other parent as you are not with us. Yeah, I just hope for change.
Well, the court system see us as not happy leading us now because they say we're not happy. Well, no, when I happy in responding to like it's not like that.
Yeah.
I mean, the truth is that we're happy. I mean, we had life.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
still surviving. We're working, but what we are is parents who want the right to have their kids with them, spend hours with the kids, buying, taking the kids to eat pizza, whatever they want to eat, with no certification, with no problem. So, to the court system, like you said, what we hope is to change this is to change these situations, to change the way people think. Everything is easy.
Yeah.
One thing I will tell people, and I will encourage you to say always, is that when you see something injustice, do something about it.
Do something.
If
Yeah.
you think that because it's not affecting you, it's not going to affect you, that's
Right.
not true.
Right.
In California, things change very quickly.
That's very true.
California, I will say California is very bipolar. Look at the weather. Tomorrow,
Yeah.
maybe today, the night is going to be raining, then it's going to be sunny, it's going to be windy, it's going to be snow. So you never know. California is like that.
Yeah.
So do I. So what do we need to do? Keep our mind
Absolutely.
clear.
Absolutely.
It's impossible to be
Yeah.
not thinking, but make it think once and think for those who have been through this already. And when they tell the story, it's not because they want attention, they want
They want to
money.
be heard.
They want to be heard.
We weren't heard in the courts.
In the outside too. What? Because the outside is the one who can really has the power.
Oh,
Something
yeah.
people has forget that we have the power.
Yes.
We are the power. Because it says in democracy, democracy is the power of the people.
Yes.
But we have forget that. We have forget that. So that's something that needs to change.
I agree.
So,
Yeah.
Colleen, thank you so much.
Thank you.
You're an amazing one.
Oh, thank
Keep
you.
fighting for yourself.
Yeah.
Keep fighting for whatever is important for you and your kids. And also make changes.
Absolutely.
Someday.
Absolutely.